Okay. Hello, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking 1 hour of your time to be with us. And here with me, there's Anna Carnovali. We are together tonight.
Hi, hello. Nice to see you online.
Hi. And we are about to start this webinar, and we will be speaking about personal branding and your voice. Your brand is your voice, and your voice is your brand. So before we start, just a short introduction for those of you who do not know me. I'm Paola De Vescovi, founder of Project Prosperity. For 25 years, I've been working as a conference interpreter, and this has been an opportunity for me to have a first-hand experience of effective communication. When communication works, especially when there is a multicultural setting. So what makes good communication possible when people from different cultures are speaking different languages together. And so I have combined this experience of mine with my new passion, that is personal branding, social media, and video marketing. And I have developed coaching programs and seminars on this topic. And now I'm partnering with Anna, who's an opera singer and psychologist. And she specialized in music therapy, biomusic, and then she graduated as a psychologist at the University of Rome. And she's always worked coaching young singers, actors, presenters, voice professionals. And she has put together her experience as a singer with her new specialization, where she also combines different disciplines such as biomusic, guided visualization, techniques that she has taken from yoga, qigong, and other disciplines that she has personally experimented herself in her personal and professional growth. So here we are together, we have joined forces because we strongly believe that our voice is something unique, something that really reflects our uniqueness and authenticity. But voice is not only the physical voice that Anna will be speaking about, being the expert. It's also the language we use, how we use our language, and where we use it, especially on the internet, where we are all public personalities, and therefore we have to be really aware of how we present ourselves and our personal brand. So I will now try to show the screen. We've had some problems in the previous Hangout because this is something new to me. Let me see if I can go back. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me show the screen. Sorry.
Wonderful.
Yes, we've had some problems going back to the webcam mode. So here we are. So our personal brand, it's what makes us unique. It's what distinguishes us from others who have the same skills as we have, or who are presenting, offering the same products or services. And it's the value that we offer, that we bring to the company we work for, or that we bring to our customers, or maybe to our students if we are teachers. And as all brands, also our personal brand must be planned and managed consciously. And it's a lifelong commitment. Why? Because we change over time, we mature, we may get different passions, we may get interested in different things, we may move somewhere else, and consequently our personal brand changes too, and therefore we must always be sure that our personal brand reflects who we are at any given moment in time. William Arruda, who's an expert on branding and personal branding, says that a brand is a unique promise of value. So to explain this concept, I would like to present an example. So if I show you a Mercedes, what is it that comes to your mind? What are the values, the things that you associate to this car? And I'll try now to go back to the chat to see. Yeah, so what does a Mercedes represent to you? To me, for example, it means elegance or luxury. What about you? Any idea? Comfort. And somebody also once said safety. So there are several characteristics, several things that are associated to this kind of car. And as the car, the Mercedes, represents certain values that are associated to the Mercedes brand, the same applies to people, famous people, VIPs, stars, like Lady Gaga or Madonna. Personal brands, they have very characterized personalities. They use the language in a very specific way. They convey their messages in a very specific way. Their messages themselves are unique. They have their own style. They dress in very specific styles, and all this characterize their brands. And the same applies to these personalities, such as Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Mandela, John Paul II. They had very strong personalities. They had a very specific communication style. They had a specific language. They used their language in a very specific manner, and their messages were unique. So also their personal brands were very specific, very characterized, very unique and authentic. They reflected the authenticity of all these people. Our personal brand starts at birth with the choice of our name, a choice that we don't make personally, but the name will stay with us for the rest of our life, and therefore it will continue to characterize who we are. And our brand, therefore, at birth starts its journey, a journey that is characterized by the relationships we have with the other people who we meet in our life and who add value to our life and to the life of our personal brand. And it's also characterized by our personal choices, exactly as it happens with the choices made by big brands in order to market their products or services. And therefore we have to think like big brands and try to be always consistent with who you are and who you want to be. So I like to say that a personal brand, our personal brand, is our story, a story made of choices, relationships, passions, beliefs, values, and it is successful if the story that we tell is compelling and emotionally involving. And in order to make it so, we express this story through our voice, through our physical voice, through our spoken voice, that is the language that we use, and through our social, what I call the social voice, that is our voice on the web, on the internet, on the social networks, websites, blogs, platforms where we decide to be present. So how do we tell our story? We tell our story using different languages: the written language, the language of images, of videos, of music. But there are many other languages. All arts, all forms of arts are different forms of language. So we are able to use all these languages to express and to tell the story of our personal brand. And where we tell this story, as I said, it's also important. It is important because depending on the social networks, for example, where we choose to be present, to have a personal or corporate profile, the language that we will be using on these networks will vary according to the specific network. And also the way we communicate there will change, but we will see that later. We will come back to this point. So now let's focus on the physical voice, one form of this voice, and in order to do that, I will give the floor to Anna.
So, good evening, everybody. First of all, I'm sorry for my English that is not so fluent like that of Paola, but I try to make me understand. I hope you will understand, even if my accent is not so good, and sometimes I have to find the right words. We are speaking now about physical voice. Conscious use of your voice, posture, and master the scene. So I would like to ask you some questions. Are you able to observe the current state of your physical voice? Is it strong, weak, shrill, hoarse? Does it truly express your personality and who you really are? Are you aware of how to master the scene? How is your posture and your breathing? These are all questions that we can make just to be more aware of our condition of our physical voice. Sometimes we use the voice in a not correct way. Two elements affect your voice: your emotions, so emotions that you feel in this moment, or past emotions that have influenced your story in your past. And then the context that I have made in a little summary here. Yeah. One is the emotional voice with family and dear ones. So you express your affect, your your love, and sometimes your when you're angry too, your anger. And then we have the colloquial voice or friendly voice with the neighbor or some friends more close to us. And then there is a professional voice that depends on the role that you are playing. If you are a manager, or if you work with colleagues, or if you are alone and you have to use a formal voice in a conference, so in a big audition. And this is a different context in which you can be really, really with a big emotional.
Oh yeah, it could
yes,
be, yes.
And you can
be, yes,
maybe
worried and
yes.
You know, excited, scared, and your emotions.
Yes, and
maybe
overwhelmed.
Yeah,
from the emotion.
Sometimes, yes. The very first time you are in front of a large audience, this happens. Yes.
So sometimes you are not able to master your voice. Do you realize that sometimes your voice does not reflect you, your personality, your deep emotion, or what you want to communicate to the world? To what extent does your voice reflect who you really are? We have a color of voice. This is our personal brand in our physical voice, and there is not a color equal to another.
Yes.
So
this is a distinctive trait.
Distinctive, and your color of voice speaks about your story, your experience, and all of you, your name, and all of you, it emerges from your voice.
Yes, it's true.
Yes. So your voice is a mirror of your soul, and we always have to remember this, because we are completely naked in this.
Yes.
And even if we construct, if we build a strong voice, but a little bit impersonal, sometimes we can be discovered.
Yes, it's true. It's like we say that the eyes mirror the mirror of your soul, but this is true for the voice too.
It's the same. Yes. It's really the same. So
if you are unreal, your voice reveals that.
Yes, sure. Like your eyes. So we have to take care about our voice and our eyes too. So to get the scene, no? To take the scene. Your voice expresses your uniqueness. Nowadays, your voice is often trapped in a cage. Yes, I want to speak about the stiff jaw, because yes, I show you the muscles that you should move.
Sorry.
Yes, we come back with the screen video. Okay, eccomi. Here I am. So sometimes this part of our body is blocked, and you speak with the tooth closed. So if I speak like that, I'm not. You cannot hear me very well. But if I open the door, the mouth, you can see in a better way my voice speaking, and the words too. The best way to move to have a strong voice is to use these muscles to guide the pronunciation, okay, and not use only this part. The The stiff is mobile.
Oh, the chin.
The chin. You can move, but it must be not blocked. You know, it's better if you have if you move these muscles in a soft way. And that is the important problem. And then you have the posture. Posture is even important, like the muscles that you move, because your column must be, yes, your shoulders too must be open to breathe better. So sometimes when we work, when we are on our seat, on our place where we work, or in front of the PC, come si chiama? PC. We close the shoulders. We have a blocked posture in the
and the
neck. Yes.
Yeah, the cervical part of the spine becomes very stiff.
Yes, and all is very stiff. And this doesn't work for breathing, because you cannot really breathe better. So I come back with the slide, and okay. Okay, so sometimes your lungs are closed due to the polluted air you breathe. And then cigarette smoking and shouting, maybe with the children. Sometimes you go over your strength, your vocal strength. So the lungs work less and less, and we cannot take a good breath. As a result, your voice becomes feeble, stressed, shrill, aphonic, unnatural, unhealthy. And this is a real pity, because we have this instrument, this personal instrument, this personal brain, and really, we must to give. We must give more consideration to.
Yeah, we must
take care really about health too. So yes, there are very precious exercises and techniques that can help you to become more aware of your breathing, posture, and improve your voice, and make exit and make coming out your true voice.
Oh yeah, yes. They help you use your true voice, and so that your true voice can come out.
Yes, so it's very important. And we breathe automatically without ever bringing our awareness to the muscles, I told you before. And if we don't breathe in the right way, our body really and our nervous system suffer, and our mind is less efficient. So a good posture affects the balance of the body. I talk about alignment of the posture, and this is really the basic point of an efficient breathing. So it allows you to modulate the use of your voice, and if your voice is more expressive, you really pass your content to people, and pass really with more strength to their heart and their mind. So in everyday life, it's very important to pay attention to the position of shoulders, neck, chest, and spine. And yes, we have some causes of voice problems, the postures, even posture, breathing, and tension of the muscles. Inadequate breathing also produces anxiety, irritability, and tension, but not only. I think that a person that has not a good voice is deeply sad because she or he miss an important instrument and important vehicles of to communicate with people. So during our workshop, we make a lot of practice exercises, and we can observe our posture, our breathing, and all regarding the voice. So now I would like to guide you in a little exercise. Yes, practice exercise.
Can I say something? It's, all these exercises that you do on your voice and that help you become more aware of the voice itself, but also of your posture, etc., are also a way for you to get in touch with your inner part. Mm-hmm. So a lot of personal work on your emotions is carried out, and so not only our voice reflects is part of our brand, and it's also a way for us to get in touch with ourselves in a very deep way.
And working in a group is every time is very
useful. Yes, useful, and you realize that you're not aware
because because people is like a mirror in which we can see us.
Yes, yes, it's true.
So I'm asking you to close your eyes for a while. Close your eyes, and please breathe very quietly. Try to find a way to breathe quietly with your eyes closed. And then you can think about your name, about the sound of your name. Because when other people call us, we hear our name from other voices. So think about your name, the sound of your name. And now you can take a good breath. And you can please repeat your name for 5 or more times, calling yourself with your voice, with your own voice. So please call yourself for 5 or more times. And you can listen to the sound of your voice. You can stay another moment with your emotion. The emotion that came from your name pronounced with your own voice. And then you can return back and opening your eyes. So I don't know how was your experience, and if you would like, you can write me in the chat what you feel now and what you felt during the exercise.
Any feedback?
No.
No feedback?
I don't see nothing on the chat.
Okay, so there is no feedback. Yes, we go back to the presentation, and maybe there is some time, you know, at the end.
Yes, maybe.
Yes, of the webinar, if you know the participants want to ask questions or to say something about the exercise. So we've spoken about physical voice, but also what we say and how we say contributes to create our personal brand. So your voice and your language, you must be aware of that, reveal much more than gender. And there is an experiment carried out by Robert Krauss from the Columbia University. And he went to a public park, and he asked people in the park to read some sentences for him, sentences that he would record and then present to the subjects who volunteered to participate in this experiment. So when he came back, he asked the subjects, the volunteers, to try and guess not only the gender of the person who was reading the sentences, but also his or her weight and height. And surprisingly, the replies were very precise, except for the women's weight. And Robert Krauss has not investigated the cause of this, but it was quite interesting that simply from the voice, so physical characteristics, very precise and individual physical characteristics were detectable. So our voice does indeed say much more than we think. So also the language that we use is very important. There are a number of studies that have been carried out on language, the use of language, the order of words in sentences and so on. I don't want to, to present to you all this data, but I would like just to mention the study carried out by James Pennebaker, who developed a software, the Linguistic Inquiry and Word Count, that helped him calculate the frequency of certain words and associate this frequency to particular emotional situations experienced by the people whose speeches had been studied. And therefore there is the case of Giuliani, the former mayor of New York, who at the time when he was a candidate running against Hillary Clinton was going through a very difficult time in his life. He was going through a divorce, the beginning of a new relationship. He was diagnosed a very severe disease. And at that time, his speeches were characterized by a very considerable use of the first person singular pronoun, so a lot of I, me, my, etc. Then September the 11th occurred, and the tragedy of that unfortunate day, and the use of language, his use of language, completely changed, and he started to use we, us, so showing that he was feeling part of the community, and he was speaking on behalf of this community. And there are a number of experiments on this topic, and I want to show you this. This is the result of another study exploring the words that frequently occur in the headlines of posts or articles that have gone viral on the internet. So viral means that have been clicked a lot, read a lot, shared a lot. And as you can see on the left side, you will see the most popular and frequent words, such as articles and pronouns, and on the right side, less obvious words, less frequent words. And the results also show that the second person singular pronoun is quite frequently used in the viral headlines. Here you can see some examples. What would you buy, etc. A chart about silence that will leave you speechless. 6 things you need to know today. And this makes the reader feel that you are talking directly to him or her, as if it's a personal conversation with the reader. And he feels also that the article is directly addressed to him or her. What, which, and when are also very common, and they introduce questions. So, which countries pay its teachers what they're worth? What may happen when police stop you and you have drunk too much? And when there is a question, the click-through rates, that is the time you click on the article and you open the link, increase. And as Jared Morris from Copyblogger, one of the most well-known blogs on the internet, says that in fact, when you phrase headlines in the form of a question, the click-through rates double on average. So questions really make titles, make headlines very viral. Why also introduces a question, but what is different compared to the previous pronouns is that it promises an explanation. So why so many creatives love working on trains? You expect the article tell you the reasons why they love working on trains. So the reader expects an explanation. So these are just a few tips showing, you know, how the way we phrase our sentences, how we use our language may say something about us. So even something physical, as we have said. But as I said at the beginning, also where you tell your story is important. And in today's globalized world, a world that has become global, especially thank you to the internet that help us, you know, be connected regardless of the country where we live. It is important to be aware of what we do on the internet, of how we communicate on the internet. So, as I said at the beginning, we frequently use social networks. Most of us are on Facebook, many of us use Twitter. Professionally, most of us use LinkedIn. And all these networks have their own communication style and their own communication rules. And we have to know them. They have the rules, they have specific features that help us also use the different languages that we mentioned at the beginning. So pictures, images are used in different ways on different social networks. And they are the main form of language on Instagram or Pinterest, for example. I like to say about Facebook that it's like, you know, the main square in a small, in this case, global village, where you meet all sorts of people and where you speak about a very wide range of topics and where the conversation is very informal. And on the other hand, on LinkedIn, which is the professional network, the way you talk to people and even the way you ask people to be connected with them is very formal. You use a different language style, and there are also different behavioral rules. And what about Twitter? You have to be very concise and precise on Twitter, where you have to express and communicate your messages using only 140 characters. So it's a completely different communication style. And there is a lot to say about all these networks, but unfortunately we don't have the time to do all this here, but we will be speaking about all these details, all these rules, all these different languages and features that characterize all these social networks during our seminar in June. And at the end of this webinar, I will be giving you some information about it. So whether you like it or not, we all have a public image and a public reputation we must be aware of. And our public image and our public reputation, our social reputation, as we call it today on the internet, are part of our brand. So in the world of the web, we must be aware of what we say and how we say it. And this is really mandatory. So we are constantly connected on the digital space. This digital space helps us be even more connected. And our contacts on social networks are the people we communicate with every day, our friends, colleagues, relatives, acquaintances. And they all contribute to our brand and to our brand reputation. Every interaction we have is part of our brand. The comments that we leave on somebody else's blog or on somebody else's Facebook profile are part of our brand, and therefore every interaction must be consistent with our personal brand and with our contacts, the contacts that we choose. So pay attention to what you write, pay attention to the pictures you post, but also to the people you are in contact with, so to the contact requests which you receive. Try to be quite selective, if I may suggest that. And also remember that when you publish a picture on Facebook, for example, it does not, and if you then want to remove it, it does not disappear immediately. A trace of that remains on the internet, and if you Google somebody's name, the picture is still there. So remember that too. So I mentioned about our seminar in June 13th through the 15th, so 3 days. And this seminar will be held in Rome. And we will be speaking about your personal brand, what determines your competitive advantage over other people, who have the same skills or who offer the same products or services. The way in which we express the value that we offer, it's our primary asset, so we have to take care of it. And as we have tried to show you, your voice is your personal brand. So we will be speaking about physical voice, your spoken voice, so your language, and your social voice, the voice on the internet. And what will you discover? You will discover the authenticity of your voice, and you will become more aware of what your idiolect is. Your idiolect is your individual, personal use of your language. And you will also find out the register, the language register that best expresses your authenticity. So who we are, who you are, and we will also be working on what is called the elevator pitch. So a very short presentation of you, what you do in less than 60 seconds that you can use, and every time you meet somebody for the first time or somebody you are meeting for your professional life, for your business, and your voice on your web, and you will be able to understand and see if your site, blog, social media profiles really reflect who you are. This is going to be a very practical kind of a seminar. We will be doing many exercises individually. We will be working in groups, and we will be using this 4-step system. You can see that these are the steps we will be working with, and that will be applied to each one of your voices. So awareness, in this phase you will become aware of how you are using your voice today. You will understand why this is your voice and why you are using it that way. You will then be able to detach, let go of all the things that you don't need and that do not reflect your authenticity and your uniqueness. And then there will be a rebooting phase where you will be able to start afresh with your new tools. New tools. You will be able to start afresh with your new voice that really reflects who you are, and a personal brand plan that you can start using immediately after the seminar. So you will have a plan, an editorial calendar for your social media networks, and many other resources and tools. The price that we normally apply, that we normally charge for this kind of seminar, is 750 euros, but we have a special offer for all of you who have participated to this webinar. So it's 50% the price, 375 euros including VAT, so it's a very good offer. And if you want to subscribe, you can go to my website, projectprosperity.com/yourvoiceyourbrand, and you will find all the information and details there. So I said that Marta, can you hear me now? Hello, Marta, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I hope you can. In any case, this webinar is being recorded, and therefore you will be able to listen to it. And if you missed something, I'm sure that the recording will be there with our voices. So I was saying the seminar will be held in Rome in a very nice location near the Colosseum. It's the Lancelot Hotel, very nice, tiny hotel in a very quiet area of Rome, and therefore I think we believe it's really the ideal place for this kind of seminar. And another important thing I forgot to say, we only have 40 seats available. We want to work with you individually as much as possible, and therefore only 50 participants will be taken. So hurry up if you are interested, and the offer will be available for the next 24 hours, and after that the price will increase. So this is it with it's everything as far as we are concerned. So if you have any questions or observations, I hope that you can hear us. Anna is here with me.
Yes, I'm reading in the chat. So thank you. I had never called myself in a peaceful way.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
Very interesting, Marta.
We are happy. We are happy for you.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
To get angry with myself for making a mistake, for congratulating myself for a victory. Very interesting to be in a peaceful mode. Yes. Yes.
Good. I don't know
if she's still there, or if she can hear, but I'm sure that, you know, we have been recorded, so.
You're nice.
Yes, yes.
So.
Okay, so if there is no question, I think we can call it a day. We can finish here. Thank you again. We really appreciate that you have taken 1 hour of your precious time to be with us and to listen to what we had to say about personal branding and your very unique, authentic voice. We hope to see many of you in June. Repeat, June 13 through the 15 in Rome at the Lancelot Hotel for a very nice interactive seminar with Anna and myself. So it's all for now. Good night.
Good night.
Sleep well.
Thank you. Sleep well.
And we hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.